Hi, I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. And the trigger to this video is some synchronicity of articles I've been picking up on where different magazines are talking about the future of work. And ultimately what it comes down to is increased mechanization. So invariably, this increased mechanization involves robotics. We know there's drone stories about delivery, but imagine a universe where drones are the delivery mechanism, and what happens to truck drivers? Do they become needed as much as they are now? For some things, of course, they will. But, the UPS driver may be less important, just to use one example. Now, what some of the articles have said is as many as 40% of all positions will be filled in the future by automation. Now, it reminds me of a time early in my career where personal computers were starting to impact the workforce. And people were asking, what are we going to need with personal computers on people's desks? We've got these typewriters. And we can laugh at that now and see how ridiculous it is. But, at the end of the day, the same thing may happen here for a lot of you. Now, this is not going to be an overnight phenomenon, but suddenly it's going to drip out more and more often. And then it's going to become a tidal wave. Now, for you folks that are younger, and frankly, for you folks that are older, many of you have commoditized skills. This is where I want to take this impact. Many of you have skills that have become pretty well commoditized. By that I mean they're ordinary and customary for the kind of work that you do. Why should someone pay you a lot more than the other 20 people that are applying for this position, or the other 200 resumes that they're getting? And that's really the question that you have to ask. How do you stay increasingly marketable in a time where everyone's skills are becoming commoditized? Now, this is the challenge that each of us faces. I know in my line of work, the commoditization has taken place in that in lieu of having receiving paper resumes as we received at the time in the Stone Ages when I started recruiting, everyone uses access to LinkedIn, and thus we all have the same database. Even if we use our own database as I do, everyone has access to that huge central repository of a few 100 million profiles called LinkedIn. What makes one recruiter distinct versus another is the question that's still getting sorted out. And for a lot of firms, they don't see really any difference. So they at times will reduce fees, they'll go to vendor management systems, because to them, one recruiter is the same as another. Your field may be experiencing or may have already experienced some of that. To give you an example, from the PC days, there was a time where PC professionals were making a lot of money for the time. And if you knew how to do help desk or desktop support, or knew how to do server support, you were making a ton of money until everyone started to be able to do those things and salaries came down. And now it's hard to wind up being a $150,000 a year person doing that kind of work. So one solution to consider is consulting. Because consulting or temp work provides you with a degree of variety. And by paying you more, you have access to more money in order to be able to self-train in some of these skills. Now, I talk about self-training because have you noticed not many firms are training people anymore? They don't have to. So again, look at what you can do to remove yourself from being a commodity. What you can do to look ahead and see how your field or how your industry is evolving so that you're at the head of the curve, not playing catch up. I'm Jeff Altman. Hope you found this helpful. Visit thebiggamehunter.us. There's a lot more there that you can watch, listen to, or read to help you find work more quickly. And if we're not connected on LinkedIn, send a connection request at linkedin.com/in/thebiggamehunter. Last point I want to make is if you have a question about job hunting, reach out to me through prestoexperts.com or through my website where there's a tab that says, do you have questions about job hunting or something to that effect. Reach out to me through one place or the other. Be happy to answer your questions. Have a great day.